Everyone goes through difficult situations from time to time. Those times could be very stressful. It could be waiting for a doctor's report, getting a loan approved, going through a job interview, meeting with your child's principal, or even taking your car to be repaired. There's a long list of things that could cause a person to be overly anxious. No matter what the challenge is, there is something you can do about to relieve some of your anxiety. Just a quick reminder to please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell to always get good Catholic content from Catholic Guides. Here are 7 ways to help anyone get through with ease those things they thought they couldn't get through. 1. Prayer request. Instead of focusing on the problem, talk to the problem solver. Pray to God and let Him know that you are anxious about what the outcome of your doctor's visit will be. Let God know that you are concerned about expensive auto repairs and you get nervous every time you take your car in to be serviced. Surely, God knows about your situation, but He wants to hear it from you. Remind yourself that Philippians chapter 4 verse 6 says, "Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God." Number 2, read scriptures. Read a passage in the Bible that speaks to your particular need. The Word of God will help you take your mind off from problem, at least during the time you are reading the passage. Some people have a favorite passage to read in stressful times. It could be helpful to find some common scriptures to read in advance before you need them. If you don't know what to read, you can always default to reading something from the Psalms. Here are some that are sure to bring comfort. Psalm 23, Psalm 27, Psalm 91, Psalm 103. Number 3, meditate. Instead of thinking over and over about your situation, meditate by focusing on God and the power He has to come into the situation with you and solve your problem. When we are going through our worst times, we automatically ask God to take the problem away. Sometimes, God gets us out of a situation. At other times, He gets into the situation with us. Meditate on instances you have read in the Bible about people who were on the verge of destruction and God delivered them in the nick of time. A very good example is when the Hebrew boys were thrown into the fiery furnace. Instead of praying that God would get them out, the boys were convinced that the God they served was able to deliver them from it, according to Daniel chapter 3 verse 17. We know from our studies that God did not prevent them from going into the fire. Instead, He went into the fiery furnace with them. He became the 4th person in the fire, and all 3 boys escaped without even smelling like smoke. Ask God to come into your fiery furnace, then meditate on the situation with God being with you. Number 4, use lavender essential oil. You might think it is odd to be talking about essential oil at a time when you have a problem. It does sound out of order when compared with the other spiritual recommendations. You would be wrong to dismiss the idea of using lavender essential oil during stressful times. Lavender is the most popular essential oil to have. If you could have only one kind, let it be lavender. It is powerful when it comes to helping you rid yourself of anxieties. Inhaling it will calm your jittery nerves and have soothing effect on you. Inhale some directly from the bottle or rub a few drops on your hands so you can smell it during stressful times. Number 5, project yourself beyond the encounter. While you are physically present as you wait for the doctor's report or for the mechanic to give you your bill, imagine yourself getting a favorable report and doing something good for yourself to celebrate. For instance, before you even go on an interview that you are anxious about, imagine yourself feeling good about it after it is over. However, you don't have to wait until it is literally over before you can have that good feeling. Imagine yourself telling your family and friends how well it went and that you got the job on the spot. Project yourself beyond the stressful encounter and take on the feeling you will have after the interview is over, even before you have the interview. Number 6, pray a prayer of release. You are probably thinking that the first thing on this list is to pray. So, why pray again? The first time you prayed, it was a prayer of request. You asked God for something. This time, it is a prayer of release for you to let go and let God to do His mighty work without you interfering in the process. And number 7, thank God. Even before the encounter is over, thank God. You might be asking yourself why you should thank God before you get the satisfying result you desperately want. Thanking God in advance demonstrates your faith that with God's help, you will get a favorable answer. Thanking God in advance is acknowledging that God is a merciful God no matter how the situation turns out. It just might be God's best for you at that particular time, even though you might not see it then. Please like, subscribe, share, and click on the notification bell. God bless you.